What is going on, fine shits and gentlemen? I hope you guys are all having an amazing week. Not a lot of has happened in the market in the past week. We're just sitting in this range here, but today is an important video because today I want to put you guys onto some alpha that you may not know about or that you may be in the fence about, and hopefully I can not really persuade you why, because I don't really need to persuade you why. Um, you'll sit here and stare at this chart whenever we're at thousands and thousands of dollars per coin. But yeah, we're gonna go over XMR today and why that's my number one altcoin heading into the next 5-10 year span. Um, yeah, so the few things that we're gonna go over here are the fundamental, the technical, and the store of value. These I think are the most important things, not only for just XMR, but for any coin that you're looking to buy. You don't want to blindly be following that X account on Twitter, bull posting some shit coin, right? We need to have reasons for why we're buying things, and these are just some of them, and these are the strongest reasons, in my opinion, why this coin is a five, $10,000, $20,000 coin down the line. Um, so we'll start with the fundamental, and some people, everyone's different in their trading strategies. Some people could give two shits about the fundamental, and respect to those people because it works that way too, right? But the fundamentals of XMR are undeniable. It's a more private version of Bitcoin essentially, and it's trading at you know like zero point 0.1 of the price of Bitcoin. So yeah, that being said, more private than Bitcoin, far, far more cheaper. Um, just like Bitcoin was at the start of its journey, as it was maturing, governments were beginning to regulate it. They were banning it, which a lot of you might be coming into crypto thinking, oh my God, governments are banning it. That's not good. More regulation is not good, which sure, that's one way to look at it. But I think the top 10% of investors and look at it as, wow, that's even more bullish. Governments are trying to slow this thing down because it is a threat to the control they have over people. And nobody likes to be controlled by the government. Whether you realize it or not, there's a good chance you are being controlled. And that's just the way society has, the trajectory of society over the last 50, 100 years. Government is gaining more and more control over you, and that just makes this a great spot for, this kind of ties into the store of value. It makes it a great spot for the top 0.0001% of people to chuck their money into, knowing that no matter what, this is untraceable. This isn't like Bitcoin where you can trace transactions. This is completely private and anonymous. And that on its own, that is what crypto is all about. So, I mean, if that on its own doesn't get you fired up, then maybe this isn't for you and you should fuck off. But man, the fact that this thing is completely untraceable and it's awesome, man. That is what crypto is all about. Like I just said, it's from disconnecting with the banks, disconnecting with that control that they have over you. It's pretty nasty, and this is a great place to store money without anybody having their eyes on you. People will say, "Oh, drug dealers will use this. Oh, criminals are going to use this. Oh, scammers are going to use this." They said the same thing about Bitcoin, you know? They said the exact same thing about Bitcoin, and now look at them. Now their grannies are wishing they bought it. Now they wish they bought it, and, you know, it's just, it's a really beautiful thing. The more hate that you get, the more regulation, I see more upside. And like I've been saying, it is Bitcoin. Let me get rid of some of this. It is Bitcoin, but more private, right? So, of course, less people know about it. It's not the number one L1 in the world, but it will make up a larger percentage of Bitcoin than it is right now, right? So on top of that, we'll get into number two, which is, I want to keep this kind of short and sweet for you guys, but this is really important, guys. The technical, look at this fucking chart, guys. I mean, those of you who do technical analysis, you see these cups right here. These cups are, this is a 7-year, 8-year almost cup and handle. And if that doesn't look bullish to you, then I don't know what technical analysis you use, but this chart just looks beautiful. And when you combine these factors of, okay, rich people can store their money here privately, the fundamentals of how private it is, and the fact that governments want to regulate it and stop it, mixed with, it only takes a couple Chinese billionaires who are sick of the communism, or some American billionaires, or it doesn't really matter where you're from, but America and China are, the government is pretty involved in the people's lives. So it doesn't take many massive players that are in the 0.001% of the population to step in and throw large amounts of money in here to send this to absolutely astronomical numbers. 20,000 doesn't even look that far away from here. But I hope you guys all learned something from the video, and this is only the beginning for XMR. So more regulation, more FUD, bring it all on. I see nothing but upside in this.